Hey folks, welcome to NI TV. Halo, Wigits. Kenalin aku Kena sebagai host podcast ini.
Dan aku Liana juga sebagai host di podcast ini. Kita akan menemani kalian sampai podcast ini selesai pastinya. So, ambil snack kalian dan stay tune terus.
Kita bakal kasih waktu 5 detik untuk prepare. Starts now.
Oke Ken, para penonton pasti bingung kayak NITB itu apa sih? Coba deh dijelasin.
Oke, NITB atau di Indo juga boleh dipanggil NITB itu singkatan dari konten kita yaitu Gibah is the best.
Tapi gibah di sini maksudnya yang positif kan ya? Jadi bukan gibah yang nggak mutu gitu.
Yoi dong. Kita bakal gibah bareng narasumber kita yang dari Philippines, tapi yang sekarang tinggal di negara maju which is Singapore. So kita bakal tahu gimana pendapat dia yang lain di negara berkembang, tapi yang sekarang tinggal di negara maju yang merupakan one of the richest countries in the world.
Wah, keren abis sih. Tapi kita bakal gibah tentang hal-hal yang bisa ngebuat Indonesia lebih maju kan ya. Kayak apa aja yang bisa dicontoh Indonesia untuk ngebuat tema kita yaitu Indonesia bermimpi itu terwujud.
Pastinya dong. Oke, selagi narasumber kita masih prepare, so kita bakal mulai gibah duluan. Untuk pertanyaan pertama, kira-kira apa aja sih yang bisa kamu observe dari sistem baru sekolah kita yaitu Selma Learning?
Kalau menurutku sih ya, matematika di Selma Learning ini lebih seru aja sih. Sekarang kan kita lagi belajar limit fungsi aljabar. Nah, konsepnya tuh unik kayak limit itu didefinisikan sebagai menuju suatu batas, sesuatu yang dekat namun tidak bisa diraih. Kalau kamu kan?
Well, mungkin kalau aku bisa lebih belajar kalau menyampaikan suatu statement atau pernyataan, itu butuh data. Kayak sumber dari mana, teorinya, dan lain-lainnya. Jadi itu yang bisa dibilang fakta atau valid, dan bukan cuma ocehan semata. Terus juga kita bisa belajar kayak metode penelitian dan semacam itu.
Dan podcast ini kita juga pakai beberapa referensi juga kan ya?
Pasti.
Apalagi nih yang kamu pelajari dari Selma Learning?
Kayaknya sejarah deh. Kita kan lagi belajar tentang materi imperialisme dan kolonialisme. Walaupun dari dulu ajarin tentang seluk-beluk penjajahan Belanda, tapi kayak baru ngeh sekarang gitu. Kayak contohnya tuh cuma orang-orang Belanda sama orang-orang Indo yang berduit yang bisa dapat pendidikan bagus, sedangkan orang-orang Indo yang low class, mereka tuh gak bakal dapat pendidikan sebagus itu, atau bahkan gak bakal dapat pendidikan sama sekali.
Bener juga sih, tapi untungnya Indonesia udah merdeka sekarang.
Jelas dong.
Kalau aku sih, kayak skill Mandarin aku lebih meningkat aja sih dari sebelumnya. Dari yang sebelumnya cuma bisa bilang Nin Hao, sekarang udah bisa ngomong kayak Pie Cai Cao Wole, yang artinya jangan ganggu aku lagi.
Asik.
Ada satu lagi nih.
Show off sekali ya kak.
Gak apa-apa dong, pamer demi kebaikan. Bentar agak lupa nih. Oh iya, baru inget. Wo Cai Sui Xiao Chuo Gong Ge.
Apaan tuh?
Aku mengerjakan PR di sekolah.
Siap. But don't do it in real life ya. Gak baik tuh. Oke, next yuk.
Oke, serius-serius. Tapi di sisi lain, kepikiran gak sih kalau ya walaupun kita dilatih buat bisa lebih kreatif dan mandiri, tapi ya otomatis ngebuat jadwal kita di rumah lebih tambah padat.
Setuju. Yang pasti kita tuh di rumah gak cuma rebahan. Soalnya kayak kita tuh bakal ngebantu orang tua dan semacam itu.
Aku dengar kamu sampai bolos kelas Inggris sama Jerman ya. Mau curhat gak nih?
Kayaknya mendingan gak usah deh, bakal lama soalnya. Sampai intinya tuh iya kalau aku sempat nge-skip kelas Inggris sama Jermanku beberapa kali. Karena emang waktu itu tuh bener-bener gak ada waktu buat mau join kedua kelas itu. Jadi ya mau gak mau terpaksa harus nge-skip dulu demi nilai.
Wah, sayang banget ya. Tapi ya mau gimana lagi, zaman sekarang juga pandemi. Aku juga udah gak pernah ke gereja lagi. Kangen gitu nyanyiin lagu-lagu worship yang bawahnya enjoy and happy. At least sekarang masih bisa dengerin lewat HP sih daripada nggak dengerin sama sekali.
Ya juga ya. Dulu kan kayak malas gitu ke gereja. Cuma sekarang kayak bikin kangen. Tapi ya bener sih, walaupun agak males ke gereja, tapi kalau udah nyanyiin worship song itu pokoknya kayak bikin kalem, peaceful, pokoknya good vibes lah.
Valid sih. Oke, kayaknya narasumber kita udah siap nih. Kita langsung call aja yuk.
Yuk. Hey Genie, kamusta ka?
Mabuti naman. Ikaw?
Mabuti din ako.
Sorry, I was kind of busy.
It's fine, don't worry about it. Okay, maybe you can introduce yourself first?
Well, my name is Jeannie. I'm 32 years old and I was born in the Philippines, but now I've moved to Singapore for work.
Singapore is like one of the richest countries in the world, right? It must be expensive there.
Yeah, everything's expensive here. The living cost, rent, food, just everything.
It must be hard living there.
You're planning to work here, right? You have to learn to be independent first then.
I have no idea if I could, but maybe?
Try hard and do your best.
Of course I will. But man, my English is not even good.
If your English is not good, that's what about me, huh?
Bro, you're just 17. Of course you can still improve. You too, Lian.
I'm not sure about that, but thanks.
Okay, so Liana and I have been answering about one question while waiting for you. Can we continue to the next question now?
Sure.
Pertanyaan kedua, apakah dengan adanya seni ini mempengaruhi devisa negara?
Okay, Ginny. I'll repeat the question to you after we're giving our opinion for this question, okay?
Don't worry, aku mengerti sedikit bahasa.
Asik.
Oke, kalau menurutku berpengaruh sih. Coba aku ambil contoh dari musik-musik barat ya. Seni musik barat tuh ada banyak macamnya, kayak mulai dari pertunjukan orkestra, brass band, sampai ke pop, jazz, country, EDM, dan banyak lainnya. Nah, dari semua itu, pastinya bisa dapat penghasilan yang cukup banyak, yang mana itu mampu buat nambah devisa negara. Terus juga di sini aku milih tempat di cafe ini, soalnya ada menu western sih, jadi kayak biar cocok aja gitu.
Tapi untung harganya masih merakyat ya, Pak.
Oh pasti.
Why are you guys laughing?
It's nothing. Anna, don't.
Ken said that he goes to make the podcast here because it has western food. And I replied to him like, luckily the price is still affordable.
Even the most expensive restaurant in Surabaya is still cheap for me, you know?
Siap.
See? It's because you're using SGD there, while we're using rupiah. God.
Chill out.
Oke, kayaknya pendapatku kurang lebih sama kayak yang udah kamu bilang tadi sih. Cuma di sini aku mau bilang kalau dengan adanya seni tuh ngebantu kita banget buat nambah pendapatan sekaligus ngeminimalisir pengeluaran negara. Bukan cuma seni musik aja sih, tapi dari segala macam jenis seni yang ada.
Nah, setuju banget. Okay, Ginny, now it's your turn. Does art affect the country's foreign exchange?
Yeah, it does. As a music listener, it really does affect the country's foreign exchange. Imagine how many popular singers are out there, like Ariana Grande, Billie Eilish, Shawn Mendes, and many more. Not only music, it works for any artists, ballerinas, chefs, actors, and more. It'll definitely increase state finances.
You're also a lyricist, right?
Yeah, I'm not a pro, but I try my best.
Oh, shut up. Your works are amazing. The lyrics you made for my sister's songs are so good.
Thanks. Can't wait for your sister's upcoming songs, by the way.
Me either.
Let's get to the next question, shall we?
Alright.
What do you think about social equality? Or you can also mention human rights if you want.
First of all, I would like to say that we all have different opinions on this one. We may have disagreements, but I'm just gonna share my opinion.
That's totally fine for me. I'm open about anything.
Okay, I think from where I was born, the Philippines, it's kind of similar to Indonesia. But the different thing is that our human rights are better. I have heard a lot of cases about the discrimination in Indonesia, which is rarely happening in Philippines in modern time.
You're not wrong actually. We may have good culinary, tourism and stuff, but not with our human rights. Do you agree on this one? Na?
Of course.
What about SG?
It's pretty good here. We have to respect each other. We also respect others' privacy and lifestyle.
But our nature is like way better, right?
Yeah, only that one.
Tapi ya Ken, justru dari kasus diskriminasi itu nggak sih yang akhirnya ngebuat Indo jadi terpecah belah? Kayak sekarang kan udah banyak yang nggak respect satu sama lain.
Contohnya kayak diskriminasi ke orang-orang Papua sama Tionghoa. Terus juga ada yang saling olok agama. Terus juga ada yang pandang perempuan lebih rendah daripada laki-laki. Seharusnya semua pola pikir itu dirubah. Seriusan deh.
Termasuk mindset orang-orang Indo kalau banyak anak banyak rezeki. Nggak habis pikir sih, ya aku tahu kalau itu urusan mereka. Tapi tolong penduduk di Indonesia udah padat banget sampai harus ambil alih habitat hewan which is hutan. Bayangin lahan mereka diambil terus mereka tinggal di mana. Gitu masih ada aja yang bingung kok bisa hewan-hewan pada lari ke pemukiman warga. Bayangin juga anak-anak yang lahir setiap tahun udah sekitar 4,8 juta di Indonesia.
Filipinos used to be like that too, but I'm glad that it's not that much anymore because we have sex education. It's so important though.
You're so right, Jimmy. We really need sex education. I don't get why people think it's haram or something. It's not just about doing that thing. Instead, we learn important things about life, so we won't do anything stupid in the future, because we know which one is the right thing or the wrong thing to do.
Setuju banget. Ini kalau kita kupas satu persatu kasus di Indonesia, aku yakin bakal numpuk banget sih.
You guys might disagree on this one, but don't forget the LGBT community.
That's exactly what I'm afraid of.
I know that religions don't allow it. It's also not allowed in my religion. But they have rights. They have their rights to live and be happy and not being judged like they're some kind of animal or something. You don't have to support them. Just show your humanity. It's not a disease that you can cure. It's sexuality. They were born with it, and WHO itself has confirmed it a long time ago.
What bothers me is that people here think they would turn gay if they have some gay friends or something. Just imagine how this whole time straight parents, like literally straight, raise their kids who turns out to be gay. The same way when gay parents decided to have their own kids, like biologically or adopting, the kids wouldn't turn gay or something just because of their gay parents. That's so unfair.
I personally don't support them, but I still have humanity. I won't mind their business, because it's their business with us and not us. We have to respect them even we don't support them. That's my opinion.
Don't take it too seriously. Let's all chill.
Yeah, I know. I'm just imagining how tiring it is for those who have to still hide their real selves and cannot be happy with their life, like they're surrounded by homophobics around them.
Ready for the final question?
Let's go.
This question is directed to you since you already work now. Is technology important for you?
It's important, but it also depends on what your job is.
Do you use it often in your job?
Not that much, but I still use it. It's more for jobs that really need technology, like programmers, editors, and more. So if you have a dream to be one of those, you definitely need that in the future. You have to learn it from the basics until you become a pro. Even jobs that don't really need technology, like musicians, still need it. But for me personally, technology is helpful. It makes things easier to do. I think you guys know what I mean.
Yeah, even us need that.
I hope the technology in Indonesian will get better soon.
Ginny, Can you tell us what you think that we can change or improve or anything to make Indonesia bermimpi happen and not just be a dream?
This is my opinion, okay?
That's what we need.
First, the education in Indonesia really needs a lot of improvements. They have to expand more subjects and let students choose what they want and what they are passionate about. Don't just be focused on academic, but also non-academic activities. Students have many skills that are not about getting good scores. Instead, they have talents to be proud of. Second, Indonesians mostly have to change their mindset. Like, don't force younger generations to obey what the old ones think. What's the right thing may not be the right thing for the younger generation. And of course, you guys have reasons for it. Also, need to stop being racist and don't mind others' business because it doesn't affect your life. Learn to respect those kinds of differences. Finally, for younger generations, do what you want to do as long as you're not hurting anyone. Believe that you can do it and achieve that. You are unique, smart, beautiful, and unbreakable. It's okay if you make mistakes sometimes. Learn from it and be the best version of you.
That's perfect.
Thanks a lot for those kind words, Ginny. You're the best.
Kita udah nyampe di akhir podcast. Thanks a lot, Ginny, for your time. It's a pleasure for us to have you in our podcast.
Dia keren loh guys, udah nyempetin waktu dia buat hadir di podcast ini. Walaupun cuma via call, tapi kata-katanya valuable banget.
Nah, walaupun dia juga sibuk di kantor dan hampir gak ada waktu sama sekali buat datang di podcast ini, cuma dia tuh masih mau sempetin buat hadir di podcast ini demi kalian semua.
Kita pakai Indo gini biar tujuannya dia nggak ngerti kita lagi ngomong apaan kan, Ken?
Yoi.
Soalnya dia bakal malu banget sih kalau kita puji kayak gitu.
Guys, I understand what you guys are talking about.
Mampus.
But that's all the fact though.
Okay, thanks guys for inviting me. I guess I have to end the call now. See ya.
See ya. Okay guys, danke for Sujon.
Sampai ketemu lagi bareng aku, Liana.
Dan aku Kenneth, izin pamit dan see you all.
Don't forget to like, share, and comment. 再见.
Auf Wiedersehen.